What's up, guys? So I'm first going to show you guys, before I review the wig, exactly how I did my hairline to do the no baby hair style of wearing my wig. I've already gone through and plucked the frontal through so it's thinner, but now, as you can see, I am making sure that the hairline, like I'm plucking it now to mimic what my actual hairline looks like. So that's why I'm lifting up the lace, is so you can see, well, so I can see what my hairline looks like, so I can kind of mimic it on top of the lace. And this is just a real key point to getting your lace to look as natural as possible without having any baby hair, because what you don't want is for the lace to still be going straight across, even with you having plucked it for a thinner hairline. And you're the first one to make me feel like this, and this is one opportunity that I can't miss. No, you wanna know the deal, you wondering if the words I'm saying for real, cause you got more appeal than any man in this whole world. And baby, I got to know how you feel. Tell me if you want me to. If you want my time, I wanna make it good for you. If you want my mind, I promise you that I'll be true. You're the best, so tell me if you want me to. If you want me to. So once I've finished making the hairline look like mine, I'm now seeing that the cap isn't going to work, so I'm just going to take the cap off and do it without the cap, because I wasn't going to wear this wig long enough for me to do the whole bald cap or fake scalp method, which you could do if you wanted to. I just didn't, because I was only going to wear this wig for the day. So I'm going and customizing by my ear. It's better to go lower than you think you need and keep cutting than it is to cut too high, because you can always cut off more, but you can't get more back. So I try to be very careful when I'm cutting around that ear area to make sure I don't get too much, and just keep going back a few times until I got it right. And same thing with the other side as well. Now I'm just putting 2 slits within the lace, because I'm going to apply the wig down, like I'm going to gel it down with the Got2b before I take the lace off. I'm using Got2b gel, and I'm using Got2b freeze spray. Don't want to use too much because you don't want it to dry white. Keeping the lace on there helps, so that way your like the front hairs, I'm gonna call them baby hairs since we didn't cut off baby hair, but those front hairs don't get caught up in like the gel and the stickiness, and you know, it looks neater. Ever since I looked in your eyes, I had one question for you. Tell me if you want me to give you my time. I wanna make it good for you. You know my mind, I promise for this I'll be true. You're the perfect one, so tell me if you want me to. Yeah. If you thought I'd sleep on this, boy, you won't, 'cause all I dream about is my first kiss. And you're the first one to make me feel like this. And this is one opportunity that I can't miss. No, you wanna know the deal. You wondering if I'm just going to wrap my scarf on again before I cut the lace off, so that way it can settle in place and melt down. But in the meantime, while that's going on, I'm going to go ahead and spray down the hair. I combed through it, you know, doing all my plucking, so I wanted to redefine it. If you
Garnier Fructis Curl and Scrunch. I just wanted to see how it would react on this hair. I'm not quite sure just yet, but I'm using that to try and define the curls back to, well, more definition. And then once I've taken my scarf off, now I'm just going to use my razor to go ahead and go down my hairline and get the excess lace off. I think the razor gives a more natural effect than the scissors do. And you want to make sure to follow the hairline you created. I just kind of let my stuff air dry, but just for security's sake for this wig, I did blow dry on cool to help that gel be as dry as possible so it sticks as good as possible, and it did stick for that whole day. I like using my scissors to cut off any little bits of excess, because sometimes with the razor you can go a little too far, like it's hard to control a little bit. So it's easier to control with the scissors for those little parts, to me anyways. And then any parts that are just kind of still sticking up, I put a little bit of Got2b on the tip of my rat tail comb and just using that to lay it down, and using a little bit of the cool air to also dry it. Now I'm just going through and adding my part and deciding how I want the hair to look on me and all of that. There's nothing harder to me than making sure my middle part is right smack dab in the middle. Taking a little mousse to set that part in place and push the hair back a little bit. And then I'm just taking some powder foundation and putting it into the part. I meant to do the spray tan method on the cap, but I forgot once I got in the zone for my plucking. So that's why I'm going through with the foundation in the part, like I would do with the synthetic. And then I'm also adding some onto the rest of the lace that you can see. So that way it kind of still makes it more scalp-like than just seeing those black dots. And then just the pieces of hair that wouldn't curl up the same way when I scrunched it, just cut that off so it was more even. And then just gonna take a wand. My hair is dry at this point. I am not putting a hot wand on wet hair. Okay, you guys, so the wig is on and laid now. I did the no baby hair method this time because I've never been a huge fan of baby hair. I like it sometimes, but I usually do it because it kind of covers up my mistakes. And you know, when I've been getting better at my plucking skills and my hairline skills, so you know, it made it easier during the meantime to just add baby hair and make it look natural versus really getting in there and plucking like I did this time. Y'all didn't see all the pluck action work I did. Maybe next wig I'll show y'all. But y'all didn't see all the pluck action I did. I went about this far back, line by line, parting and plucking for this. And then also with the front of my hairline, as y'all saw as I was doing it, I kind of matched it up with the way my hairline goes, because you don't want it to be straight across. Even if you pluck it and it's thinner and gradient going back, you still don't want the lace just going like this, or it still makes it look like, you know, your hairline's not straight across like that. So anyways, this water wave wig is 18 inches pulled down. Obviously, you know how curl inches work, you got to pull them for the full length. I did wet these curls and add some crunch curl stuff. I'll link everything I use down below in the description box. This is my first time getting water wave. I've never had water wave before in my life, and this is probably my second time working with an Amazon brand. Well, I shouldn't say working with. A couple years ago I bought hair from an Amazon brand, and I don't remember what brand it was, but I wasn't impressed. I mean, I'm sure they've come up over the years, because that was probably 2014 maybe. maybe 2015, something like that. But I did not like what I got, and that's kind of the hard game to play when you go to like those marketplaces like Alibaba or what's it called, Amazon, because you know you can hit the jackpot or you could not. Not too thick, but it's not too. Lay down. Embarrass me while I'm trying to record. All right, so my camera died. I don't remember where I left off, but I'm gonna start from density. So I don't know the exact density, but I would say eyeballing it, it's a good. It's either one. I want to say it's 150, because I feel like 130 would have been a little bit thinner, and like maybe like that. Water wave is a whole lot like deep wave. I see it's pretty much like the same, except maybe just a little bit curlier, I would say, than deep wave. Now this is a curly unit, a tighter curly unit at that, so you will have, you know, tangles over time and things like that, but what's important is that it detangles pretty easy, as long as you're taking care of it. I haven't gotten any unnecessary shedding since I've been putting it on and styling it. Of course, it shed a little bit because I plucked the hairline and I, you know, cut the hairline and all of that, and I cut on it to make the grooves and stuff for my actual, like, to look more hairliney. That's a word. It's not a word. It is a frontal, obviously, so you can, you know, pull it back, do different styles with it, all of that. It's just a regular Swiss lace. It's not an HD lace or transparent or anything. So overall, I really like this unit. It looks very, very natural. Like, if I didn't just do a wig review, probably people would think this is like my actual hair or something. Not that it looks like my hair, but like it looks like it's growing out of my scalp. If you would like to purchase, I will link down in the description box all the details you need. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and if you want to pick up this unit, I will link it down below in the description box with all the details that you need to purchase. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.